All right. So for this convention, we have come to a close, but usually we don't have enough time. So we started from 12 today. It's been a really long time. Thank you for all sitting through this wonderful event. This time, we tried to have as much time as we could, but we are actually an hour and 10 minutes over schedule. So I'm sorry that we pushed the time overboard once more. However, at the very end, I would like to give you a few words to close our convention today. A little bit earlier, on the second portion, there were so many people who came up and stood up on the stage and also stood up within their seats and were recognized for their hard work and awarded. And for all of you who have leveled up and were awarded today, congratulations to every single one of you. This year, the theme is Shingi Tai, your heart, technique, and your body, heart, mind, and body. But earlier, hearing what Mr. Konishiki said on stage, at the very beginning, I started out with a speech about judo, but I realized that this world is really sumo. It's not just about being strong or continually winning. It's something, the moment that I heard Konishiki speak about it, I really felt the same way that he expressed himself. So at the very end, one last thing I would like to say is to clarify the meaning between Shingitai and the meaning between thanks I. I would like to just flesh it out for everybody here. For as far as the heart goes, this is literally what speaks to the heart as far as thanks I goes. Every single one of you, we are working within 1%, the Literacy Association. And the Farming Association, thanks to all of you, we started from growing rice, but little by little we have shaped ourselves to be an amazing force. And there's earth joy, so all the sand, we actually developed the earth and we passed it out to everybody. And every single one of the farmers kind of spread it out everywhere and did research on the earth that we sent out. However, from last year, there was one more new thing that we were able to take a dive into. And today, at the very first half of this event, we had someone come up on stage. There's one person. There's another person that we would like to have called today. However, they were unable to make the stage today. They create produce without any chemical additives, and you can also do it within a tambo. You can do it, all of the different produce can grow in harmony with the rice. And so we had Mr. Amimoto do different research on the different plots of earth. We did that all of last year. And of course, from the very beginning, from the first year, it's not like everything went amazingly smooth. There were all sorts of issues with weeds and the different types of seeds. Everybody really worked really hard to get results. However, Japan, as you can see, as far as agriculture goes, we are taking steps forward. However, overseas, as far as agriculture goes, they are so behind. I believe that all of you, what is the appeal of actually being in agriculture? If you are actually going to take an active stance towards making this more appealing, for instance, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, go to a different country and take pictures of the different scenes that you see, and you can say, oh, this country uses your knowledge here and there as well. But the goal or the point of Thanks I is not just about business. What we wanted to do was contribute. We didn't just want to contribute to society by creating an amazing product. So if we're going to do something, we have to go all the way and not half-hearted. We wanted to do something that we could continue, something that is sustainable. But all of a sudden, in Taiwan and Hong Kong and Vietnam, even if we say let's work on our agriculture, there are different issues with locations and the different ways to grow. So who is actually going to be teaching agriculture in all of these different countries becomes an issue. And even if you have a product, if you have produce, then there's the difficulties of how you're actually going to sell it. And so if you think about all of that, this is not something that you can very easily say, oh, we're going to expand into this country or that country. It's not something that we can say lightheartedly. Of course, this is something that is not only an issue with expanding overseas. There are issues with expanding in Japan as well. We're starting agriculture it's not so easy to say we're going to start our agricultural business in all of the different prefectures so easily. So this time, in a way, I wanted to be able to create an experience that anybody could easily participate in. And so we created the bucket rice idea. Later on, we will have 10 people or so who can apply to be a part of this. For anybody who has like a little garden, or even if you just have a balcony, then you can show us pictures of how much your little rice has grown. Maybe halfway through it might die or bugs might eat it. There are so many different possible outcomes. However, if you take that all in with the experience, then please try it once. Try growing rice on your own within a bucket and actually see what it is and what the experience might be for you. Also, up until now, agriculture, this is a little bit different from the traditional agriculture. We have found a different entryway into this. We started very small, and we have reduced our use of chemical products, and I just wanted to create a lot of different opportunities for people to actually consciously think about these things. And so we are working on the protection of honeybees and also farming bees as well. This is something that we had Mr. Takahashi partnership with, and he came up with the idea. Oh, we came up with the idea. But as far as the honeybees go, a lot of different people, you could probably do this in a lot of different countries pretty instantly. Even Tokyo, even in Ginza, in the center of Tokyo, you can actually farm bees on the top of the high-rise building. So if that's the case, then there might not be a lot of land in Hong Kong, but you could do the same thing as well. Of course, then you have to start buying a lot of flowers as well so they can have pollen. However, first of all, if anybody's interested for the bucket rice, please raise your hand. If you have an environment where you can grow it, please buy some honeybees and actually see if this is something that might work for you. So if the honeybees are actually going to be happy, then maybe you could actually take the next step and plant some flowers for them. And also in our everyday life, I believe there are the honeybees, there will be flowers, and you are growing both of them. And if you're actually doing that, I believe it'll give you a lot of joy and happiness within your everyday life. I believe that the joy and happiness will grow within you as well. And if it goes well, then it's really, you might feel a little bit bad to the poor honeybees that worked so hard to make that honey, but you might be able to eat that honey. Earlier they talked about it. The bees spend their whole lives to make 1 teaspoon of honey, but we just so carelessly put that on a piece of bread and eat it. So we want to really honor the honeybees for working so hard and actually truly enjoy their life's work. So as far as the bucket rice, and anybody who is interested in experiencing farming honeybees, I think like in every single event we have kind of been giving little experiences here and there, but if you actually really want to be able to experience that on a day-to-day basis, then this might be a possibility for you. And also you can actually speak from your own personal experience of growing these different things. If you could talk about the rice that you grew yourself, and let's just say that you were able to get a little bit of honey. It might just be only one bite of honey that you are able to farm, but you can actually do a tasting session, and you can create a package to sell, a packaged product to sell by having home events or putting on seminars. And maybe this might expand nationally to the rest of Japan. And if it does, don't you think that would be a wonderful thing? Thank you. So please, please help us by giving your energy, and so that way we can slowly take, well, one step at a time to move forward. And as far as the technique goes, there are two different categories. The first is the technique that goes into creating a product. Earlier we heard from Kudo, President Kudo, but what did you think about what he said? If you put the collagen into the little the capsules, it's really easy, but you can easily create that type of a product. However, if you eat that and you don't get any results from actually eating the collagen, then it's just like you're throwing away money. So you actually have to get the untempered collagen, and when you actually take that into your body, then you have an amazing result. At the very end, there's if you don't actually use the heating up technique, then you won't get that. But if you use the collagen and you take all of the different particles of it, then it will break if you heat it up as well. So if you do that, even if all of you are interested in having a little sample of this collagen, please take some home with you today. And that was a very revolutionary product that has never before been created in the world. In Japan, there are some things that there are a lot of there's lots of red tape around this, and so there are more things that I actually wanted to say. However, it's very strict, so I have to talk around the actual issue. However, all I can say right here and now is just try it out. Just give it a go. And to add on to that, it's very frightful. It's almost so frightful how much we have gone to the next level and version up. But in Japan, we can finally use oligosaccharide. And it's kind of unbelievable that we thought we were unable to use this within Japan before, but now we can. So you can actually see on the graphs of our results that it just kind of jumped up. And Kito-san, ketosaccharin is actually really difficult to create. I believe, maybe you don't all really, it's kind of unbelievable how difficult it is to create this element. However, when it was almost created, we continued to approach them over and over and over, and we said, we will spread this to the rest of the people in the world. If you could give us an exclusive contract, that would be amazing. Of course, if we don't actually hit the target, then you can look to other sources. However, first of all, please give us an exclusive contract. And so they actually accepted our offer, and they gave us the exclusive rights to the ketosaccharid for the entire world. This is something else that I believe that will really expand and grow. But at the very end, Dr. Joe, I really wanted him to actually get into the nitty-gritty and talk about the details. However, I really apologize. We just had no time. And so tomorrow, we would like to give him a lot of time. He's going to have an actual time to speak to you within this. We'll have a little seminar. However, there are many of you who need to go home today, I believe. So please don't worry. The contents of tomorrow's seminar, we'll find some way to get it all to you. But today, actually, as far as the DNA goes, that Dr. Joe developed it. Dr. Joe developed an amazing product that I wanted him to talk about today. But the thing that I'm actually asking Dr. Joe is only one thing. Please don't worry about time and cost of developing this product. And so the doctor, just please make what you want to make, is what I told him. Up until now, there were so many different issues or different instructions that you got from your corporations. However, up until now, I want to use the Dr. Joe's, all of his intelligence and his experience, and all I have is one request that I hope that he would fulfill, is to make what he loves. And so I didn't want to actually have this product ready for these events because I don't want to change the stance of Thanks I. When an amazing product is completed, then we will sell it. We're not going to decide that we're going to sell it by a certain date, so make it work until then. When we are finally pleased with the result of the product, then we will begin to sell. This is our frame of mind moving forward. So please, it's not that we're talking about this actually being created within the next few years. We're not going to say that it's going to be in the next few years. We're saying that we're hoping that it will be within next 6 months or so. So please wait a little bit longer so we can deliver you the best product. And one more thing that goes to the technique as far as Thanks I's go is the global expansion portion. We use a lot of capital and we give that to a bunch of consultants. And they, it's not like we just give a bunch of money or capital to a bunch of consultants and they create a bunch of little subsidiaries. What we do is we find solutions within our group and we continue on in that fashion. However, we are still not a large corporation, but we are still expanding at a very high speed. And I believe that because we are a group company, and we are doing so many different things within our corporation, just the information and the know-how that we all have continues to accumulate. And with that know-how, you can do so many different things in so many different countries. You can actually, because we were able to do that, I believe that's how we were able to expand so fast within these few years. We are creating a joint venture. It's with in India. We are thinking, we just finished signing the contract to open up a corporation there in India as well. And just 2 or 3 days ago, this is amazing news that just came out in 2 or 3 days ago, but the Vietnamese government, up until now, never gave the licensing agreement within this past year. However, 2 or 3 days ago, the government finally gave us a license, permission, they gave us the licensing rights to start the MLM business in Vietnam. So I'm really so thankful and thank you for waiting so patiently for so long, all of you friends from Vietnam. It was really difficult and it was a long time and I just wanted to be able to do something for you. And it's just a little bit longer. We have signed the contract, but once we turn in the paper within 2 months, within 60 days, we will have the licensing agreement. So we would continue to work on in this vein. Also, as far as biomedics and the stage, and as far as the products goes, we have a bunch of different group subsidiaries that are working on that. And as far as the system, the computer system subsidiaries go, we have a company called Systec as well as logistics. We have a Levon, who takes care of our logistics, and we have a lot of different subsidiaries within the country that we are working hard with. As far as that goes, we also have different headquarters in each country that are working very hard, which is our accounting team. And also, there is development team. And also, we have a team that takes care of our system maintenance. And so all of our overseas groups have got together, and let's just say, if it doesn't work in one way, we will find a way to pull it all to tie it all together and make it work. We have that strength and we have that aggressiveness, and we are continually polishing that every day. I say this very easily, but I believe that all of the staff around me are saying, oh, the president is saying things so lightly, but it's really hard behind the scenes. I promise they're probably thinking that. But everybody within their groups are doing exactly what they need to do in order to help us expand. And also at the very end of heart techniques and the body. As far as the body goes, this is for all of you to have a very healthy body, as well as the Thanks I activities will continue to expand, and we would like to have more and more healthy people within this world. A little bit earlier, on the second portion, there were so many people who came up on stage and were awarded and recognized for their achievements. But for those of you who have not yet been recognized for your achievements, there are many of you, I believe, please, by the next convention, in some kind, please make sure that you can be recognized or awarded in any rank next year's. I would really, really love it if you could make that happen for yourself. Being awarded and recognized has nothing to do with whether you're good or bad. However, if you actually are recognized and awarded here, if you just created a lot of income and you succeeded, it's not like you just created a lot of income only for yourself and succeeded. For the people who were awarded today for working with us, working in ThankSci, they have actually helped us expand globally, socially in some form. They all helped each other and pressed each other on, and we expanded in that form. At the very beginning, it always starts with just one person. Everybody starts alone. So, today, for those of you who are awarded, every single one of you, the only reason that we are able to actually continue to expand and continue to grow is because of every single one of your hard work. ThankSci's activities expanding through the globe means that there are so many people who will actually take interest in this type of work and will actually try to protect their own health with their own power and strength. And we'll be able to have more people with that level of consciousness and more corporations that will create healthy produce, and we will help each other and create connections, and eventually I believe that we will find our ikigai, our reason for living and working so hard, and we will find the mission, our goal in life. And it will connect to, at the end of the day, it will connect into the next world, and we will be able to leave a beautiful world behind us, even as we move on. ThankSci's activities expanding means that we also have to share our mentality towards this world, and just the fact that this company exists. Oh, it also holds a lot of meaning for why this company exists in the first place. What I feel, what I believe, is that this industry, the MLM industry, that changed so many people's life. I really believe that it will create so many opportunities to make this world a better place. And for everybody who had the luck to meet, to come in contact with ThankSci and change their lives in a positive way, and as a result, really want to repay all of the support that they got from ThankSci back into our community, is the result that I would like. It's just not about just making money, because if it is about that, then at one point we might make a lot of money but just disappear in the next. It's just like a simple money game that everybody else is playing. But the theme today is Shingi-tai, heart, technique, and body. It's the same as judo. Judo is a sport. So in actuality, if you just win, that should be the best result. If you're strong, then you can throw the other person harder, and that should normally be really good. However, as far as the mentality behind Shingi-tai, at the end of the day, you need to have all three elements, and by doing so, you can become an honorable human being. If you turn this into, if you compare this to a job, then it's not about a matter of you just making more and more and more and more money. And as far as the results that you get from sports, as well as you do from your work, at the end of the day, it's just one portion of your whole life. Life is from the moment you are born and the moment you die, you have a limited amount of time as a human being. And how do you want to live that short amount of time? So I always say the same things over and over. I repeat myself, but why thanks I? What does this job, what does this mission mean to you? As far as these two questions go, all of you individually must find that answer for yourself. Find it within your heart and hold it there tightly. This is truly what I believe. As far as just the fact that you exist and that you are working in thanks I believe this should be something that gives you so much pride and honor that you could really show to the world. And together, I believe that we can take this step-by-step journey together. So I'm looking forward to working hard with all of you. Thank you.
And from today on, people who have for the first time met with thanks I, there are some people who, for them, this is their first time. And if you came to this convention and you felt something stir in your soul, if you felt something, please consider trying to change the world with us through thanks I. Thank you so much. Today at this Jogoku Kokugikan, this amazing venue, was actually opened. It was quite a coincidence that we were able to get this venue. From now in this MLM industry, we will become the Yokozunas. That it will be our goal. With our staff and with our company, we endeavor to try our hardest to reach the top. So please stay with us, and thank you so much. Now, thanks I Global Convention 2018, Shingi Tai, Heart, Technique, and Body is coming to an end. Thank you for all your long concentration.